Hello, artists. This is Mr. Calvert coming to you for your weekly art lesson. You'll notice that I do not have a mask on, and that is because I am in my classroom right now. There is nobody else in here. My door is closed, but that's probably not the same situation for many of you. Most of you are probably in a classroom. You're probably wearing your mask. Some of you might be at home and you might not have a mask on. But one thing that I've noticed that is really hard when you're wearing a mask is being able to tell people's emotions. It's hard to tell when somebody's happy or sad or anxious or mad because their mouth's covered. And that's kind of the easiest way to tell somebody's emotion. You can also kind of tell by their eyebrows. A lot of times that will help give away their emotions too. So I've been kind of trying to rack my brain with a solution to how we can go about kind of displaying our emotions while we're still wearing our masks. And here's what I came up with. So I've got my mask on, and today we're going to be making some fun, emotional mouths. And hopefully that'll help you and your teachers kind of see and help convey those different emotions that we might all be experiencing. So I'm going to we're going to read a book about a boy who wears a mask, and we'll get some good kind of tips from reading that book on why we wear a mask and some other ways to stay healthy. And then we'll dive into our art project right after that. If you are working at home, we might not all have the same art supplies as we do here at school. So just use whatever you think will work. You know, if you have markers or crayons or colored pencils or paint, that's up to you what you want to use if you're at home. You'll see me probably use a marker and some crayons. But whatever you got laying around should work for this project.
Love Behind the Mask, written by Lizzie Toth, illustrated by Chris Toth. I am usually a happy kid. I love to laugh and make silly faces. But today, I was feeling a little sad, or maybe just confused. When I'm feeling sad, my twin brother always cheers me up. We do everything together. We were talking about how much life has changed because of this crazy virus. We talk about how much we miss our friends, how we miss going to school, and how we're missing out on a great season of soccer with our team. We were awesome. We also talked about how much we miss Grandma. Grandma is the best. She always gives us great big hugs, and she always smells like fresh cookies. We can't visit her right now because she is sick. The only people allowed to be with Grandma are the doctors and nurses. I used to be afraid of doctors and nurses. Their masks always looked scary to me, but I'm not afraid anymore. They are working very hard every day to help Grandma get better, and the masks protect everyone. One day, we did a video call with Grandma. She said it's important for us to help prevent the spread of the virus by washing our hands with soap and water for at least 2 happy birthday songs, keeping our hands out of our mouths, noses, and eyes, helping clean things like doorknobs, light switches, and remote controls, coughing or sneezing into our elbow, and wearing a mask when social distancing is not possible. Do you know what social distancing is? It's when you keep at least 6 feet of space between you and people around you outside your home. My brother and I turned it into a game. It's hilarious. Today, Grandma was feeling better and we were allowed to visit her. We couldn't get close and give her a hug, and we had to wear a mask, but I know she could feel the love behind the mask. Grandma was so happy to see us. So if you see a waiter, teacher, or a neighbor wearing a mask, don't be afraid. It's not scary at all. They are wearing the mask because they care. There is love behind the mask. And if you are asked to wear a mask, just remember, you're letting everyone know you care because there is love behind your mask. I'm usually a happy kid. I love to laugh and make silly faces. And today, I am really, really happy. Grandma finally came home. The end. Hey guys, today you're going to get a white sheet of paper, and you're going to take that white sheet of paper, and the very first thing you need to do is you need to fold it in half. Give it a nice good crease. Okay, so it's been folded in half once. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna fold it in half again. A lot of times too, it'll help if you kind of put your finger in the middle of that crease. So then you can kind of bend it over your finger like that. Okay, so it's been folded twice. And when I fold it twice, when I go to cut something out of this later, I'm actually gonna get 4 of them. So I'll get 1, 2, 3, and 4. And today we are gonna be making some emotions to show over our mask. So what I'm gonna start off with is I'm gonna draw a nice big U shape like this. Okay, I would do that with a pencil, so if you make a mistake, you can always erase it and try it again. Next, at the top of each side of this, I'm gonna do kind of this rounded bump. 1, 2. Okay, and then I'm gonna connect these by a rounded bump going the other direction, kind of like a flattened out U shape. Right, ta-da! Next, I'm gonna take my scissors. I'm gonna carefully cut that out. I'm gonna keep it folded when I cut it out because I'm gonna get 4 of these when I do that. That's gonna save us a lot of time. Rather than cutting out 4 of these individually, I can just do it all at once. It's gonna save me a lot of time. Okay, those scraps can go in the garbage. Make sure to clean up after yourself. And now I have 4 of these sheets of paper. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start thinking about different kinds of emotions. Remember, an emotion is the way that you feel. So you wanna come up with 4 different emotions. So I'm gonna start off with probably like a smile maybe. So I'm gonna do kind of that curved line. Another one, I could give him some little cheeks like this. You might wanna ask your teacher too. They could put up some pictures of emotions on the screen for you to look at, or maybe some different pictures of like emojis oftentimes have a lot of different emotions. So maybe if you raise your hand and ask politely when you're done, they would gladly put something like that up for you to kind of get some ideas from. Maybe I want to draw like a tongue in there and some teeth. It's a pretty happy looking emotion. Okay, we're gonna do the next one. Maybe I'm kind of anxious. Okay, and anxious, it's almost like you're kind of uneasy about things. So I'm doing kind of this big, almost like rectangular mouth. I'm gonna do some like clenched teeth. All right, there's another one. Notice you don't need to worry about your nose. Okay, I'm just adding the mouth. Maybe I want like a sad one. I guess he looks more kind of mad when I add some teeth to him. And maybe I'll do I'm gonna do one that's missing a tooth. So I'm gonna do more like a smile again. Maybe some of you are missing a couple teeth. If I want them missing a tooth, I could just color one of these in later on. Maybe I'll have a couple of them missing. Okay. Once you have your 4 emotions drawn, then you can either use like a black marker or a black crayon, and you are going to outline those drawings. Okay, the black outline kind of helps those details stand out. See, I'm using a Sharpie. You might not have a Sharpie, but you could use just a normal black Crayola marker. Use black crayons. You could use black colored pencils. Doesn't really matter. Just kind of helps show those details a little bit better. Coloring in those missing teeth on this one. All right, so I have all 4 of my emotions drawn with black. The second to last step I need to do is I need to color in my drawings next. So you may or may not have a skin tone in your crayon box. So that might be like a brown color. You might have, it's called like a mahogany. It's kind of like a reddish brown. Maybe you have like a peach or a tannish color, okay? If you have one of those, awesome. If not, you could use, sometimes people like to use yellow for skin if they don't have the correct color. Or you just get wild and do some kind of funky colors. Maybe you want like red skin. That would work really well if you have like an angry face. You could make the skin look kind of red, because oftentimes red is associated with being angry. So maybe you want to think about colors conveying emotions. Coloring all these in. I'll probably need to grab a red too so I can color in my tongue. I did not think of that before I started this, so I'll probably have to get up and get one. Maybe I'm going to switch it up so not all of mine are the same. All right, after you have your 4 emotions drawn, you had traced the details of them, and then you colored in the skin of them. The last thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get a couple popsicle sticks from your teacher. They're kind of big. And I'm gonna flip over one of my emotions. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the popsicle stick. I can get my glue to come out here, just a little bit, not too much. And I'm gonna flip that over and glue it down to the back side of that emotion. Next, I'm gonna take that glue again. I'm gonna put some dots of glue all the way around the edge of it. So notice how I like to use dots typically. That just helps us save glue so we don't run out. And I can also put a little bit on that popsicle stick again. And I can take another one of those emotions, set it right on top like this. Might not perfectly line up, but it's close enough. Yeah, I can set that one off to the side. You can see it's got emotion on each side. And I just gotta do the same thing with the other one. Ta-da! Okay, when you are finished, please make sure to close your glue. You don't want that drying out in your crayon box. Put away any crayons that you have, throw away your scraps, okay? And then you might need to ask your teacher where you need to set these to dry. Okay, I don't know if they'll want them to keep them on your desk or whether they'll have a spot for you to put these to dry. Okay, hope that you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.